All right, hello everyone. I'm Kelsey O'Donnell here in the digital studio today. Again, I'm joined here by a new face, Madison Forsey.
Hello.
What's going on?
Very happy to be in the digital studio. I've never done
It's her debut.
I know, it is my debut. I've never done anything in the digital studio, so I'm happy to be here reporting for the first time. It's a good time.
I know, it's great in here. I've done a few Touchdown Friday things and a few other things.
Yes.
Like with Aaron, we did a holiday shopping recap on Black Friday, but
Gosh.
It's a great studio. We like it here. I feel like we've got a little bit of a radio vibe going on, but you can see
Yeah.
us. So today we're going to do a little recap on our stories that we did. I was here local in Greenville, and I went and visited a bike rider who is raising awareness, which I'll talk about later, but he's basically riding 400 miles across North Carolina. So then Madison, I'll let you explain what you did today as well.
400 miles, that's a lot.
It is a lot.
So I was in full-on holiday mode today. I was talking to people out at Christmas tree lots, talking to them a little bit about the tree shortage that's going on that they've kind of been experiencing. And I also visited this pop-up eggnog shop that's in Uptown Greenville. That was pretty cool to see. I really enjoyed that. But yeah, so that pop-up Greenville eggnog shop is, it's only the second year that it's been opened, and all the proceeds go to the Children's Miracle Network. So I've never actually had eggnog before. The guys that I talked to today, the two owners, they were telling me that it's a little bit like melted ice cream, but they have a lot of really cool flavors, which was awesome to see.
Sounds good.
Oh yeah, they have like, they call them naughty and nice eggnogs. So you can get the rum Rudolph if you're of age. It's rum, peppermint, white chocolate. Then they have some classics. A holiday classic like caramel, sea salt, nutmeg. So, just some warm things get you into the holiday spirit. And it's all for
I
good
like
cause.
it. That sounds very good.
Yeah, it's a great time. But then another story that I went out to cover today was all about Christmas trees. So something I learned that I didn't know, it takes 10 to 12 years to grow a Christmas tree. I know. It seems like a really long time.
Well, yeah, I guess if you think about it,
It's a big tree, I guess,
but
it's also kind of sad because you cut it down and put it up in your house for like a month. But what's crazy about it is that apparently back in 2008, one of the owners of Mountain Boy Trees was talking to me and told me that there was a really bad drought that caused a lot of their seedlings to die. And they've been experiencing a tree shortage. And since it takes 10 to 12 years to grow one of these trees right now, they really don't have a big enough supply. He said that last year he ran out of trees around December 10th. So not everyone in Greenville could get a tree. However, this year tells me that
imagine.
I know exactly. You go to buy a tree and then there aren't enough there in the lot, which is kind of sad. But he told me that this year the weather's a little bit better, so that's been allowing him to get back up to the mountains, cut down more. And so he's had a better time this year. But it was also just great to be out on that lot. Those Christmas trees, they smell amazing.
Cool. Oh, I know. It's the best. I have candles at home.
Oh, yeah.
Smell like the Christmas trees.
You got to amp up the Christmas scent for sure. But Kelsey, tell me about this bike ride.
Okay, so I had so much fun today. Basically, I was here in Greenville. I was over at, I believe it was called Unity Church. So Lives of Purpose is a nonprofit organization that is trying to build up and start what's called Awaken Coffee. So basically today, Lives of Purpose hosted a bike rest stop for Kirby Barber, who is riding, he started in Winston-Salem and is riding 400 miles across North Carolina and will end up in Wilmington. So he started on Giving Tuesday, this past Tuesday, and will end up finishing in Wilmington on Saturday. But today, the cool thing about this, so he works for, I forget, Esteemed Coffee. He's on the board of directors for Esteemed Coffee, but all of these places of his rest stops are coffee shops. But the really cool thing about this is they only employ people with disabilities. That's awesome. Really, really cool. So there are 7 different coffee shops, I believe, on the route throughout North Carolina. And today was the stop here in Greenville. But the cool thing about it is Awaken Coffee has not opened yet. They're created by Lives of Purpose, which was created by Carol Preston a few years ago. She'll have a little bit to talk about. I'll show you guys. But first, I got to meet Kirby the rider, and he is incredible. He works for Esteemed Coffee, like I said. But he was just unbelievable, and really, you'll see in a second, just very passionate about what he does. So we'll take a listen.
It's all about nonprofits. We're trying to raise awareness for folks with disabilities and employment opportunities. This is an awesome way to gain awareness and raise some funds and split the proceeds.
So I thought it was really cool. This was a sign, we got to follow him, that was warning people basically, hey, he's riding across the state because they don't want him to get hit by a vehicle, because it is kind of crazy to hear about all these horror stories with bike riders, but it was really neat. So you could see here, I got to ride in the car with Carol, with another reporter from a different news station, and we were filming him as he was riding part of his journey, and it was kind of surreal. It was very interesting to be able to see him, and he was saying how his son had watched him on a different news station when he stopped in Raleigh. He was like, oh, look, like, I guess he got interviewed maybe, but his son was more happy that he was on TV, and his dad was like, but it's the bigger cause. So
That's
he was
awesome.
super excited about
so fun.
that. But also Lives of Purpose is starting, they're kicking up off the ground right now. Their goal is to raise $300,000 by next year so they can open a shop here in Greenville and then start employing other people, which I think is awesome. So Kirby is riding to raise money, and then between the 7 different shops, the money's going to be dispersed between them. So this is just kind of a small step to Awaken Coffee locally, which is pretty cool. This right here is part of his ride that we were on. But we were coming out of the church, and he was just having so much fun, and he was very.
That's insane.
I
It takes
had
a
asked
special
him-
kind of person to ride 400
it really
miles.
does. And I had asked him, I was like, were there any doubts in your mind?
Yeah.
And he was like, no. He's like, I got a little hungry, sometimes a little tired. But he was loving it. He said he used to run marathons, but he's like, this is much easier because you're not exactly too tired when we do it. So
Those are his only complaints after riding 400 miles. He is quite a strong person,
I know,
physically,
yeah.
mentally, everything. That's awesome.
So the president on the board of directors, Carol, I spoke with her as well, and she was very passionate about what she was doing. She has family members who are disabled, and she was excited to be able to get them out and hopefully have them employed at Awaken Coffee. So
That's awesome. I've been down to
Once you
Biddy
walk
and Bo's.
into a coffee shop like Biddy's and Bo's, like Esteemed, like Moji, like a special blend, it's just a sense of community, and everybody's accepted, and it's just a feel-good place, and Greenville needs this right now.
And Greenville really does need this. I know you were just talking before. You had been down to Biddy and Bo's, and what was it like in there?
Yeah, it's extremely uplifting, and you walk in and you feel like everyone is your friend. It does not matter if they're serving you coffee, if they're sitting there just drinking the coffee. They come in the door off the street, they're there to make you feel welcome, and it's just awesome to see everyone be included in a space like that. So Greenville and Eastern North Carolina could definitely benefit from having a place like that here for everyone to go to and be a part of, for sure.
Yeah, so I forget which shop specifically she got the idea from, but it's kind of, this has been on her radar, and being a part of this she got a little emotional speaking to me, just saying, excuse me, how people don't understand that the unemployment rate for people with disabilities, I think she said was between 70 and 80%, which is unreal to think of. But this is a really cool thing, and I'm excited I was very happy to be able to cover it. And there is more on WNCT.com if you do want to donate and kind of help towards their proceeds to reach their goal and hopefully open up Awaken Coffee here by next year. You can visit WNCT.com. I'll have an online original up tomorrow. And then you will also have your stuff up too.
Yeah, always follow along for all the holiday stories. It's always online. You can always find it on WNCT.com.
Yes, so thanks for joining us. This has been your Thursday recap. Have a great day.